Ice Lab. Ice Lab.
Students, in this video, I will do notice writing with you. Students, you all know what a notice is. You have often read notices provided by your school. Now, if I ask you, where do you get to read notices? What will your answer be? Yes, notices are displayed on the notice board or display board. Now, if I ask you, what is then a notice? Some of your answer might be that notice is a short composition. Yes, the answer is correct. Students, you must remember that the ideal length of any notice writing is 50 words. So, only relevant points need to be addressed in it. Now, some of your answers might be that a notice is a piece of written information or printed announcement. Well, students, all these answers are correct. Whichever way you express yourself, you all are correct. In fact, the truth is that you all know what a notice is. What we will learn today is how to write a notice. First of all, let me tell you that notices are factual and to the point. It is generally written in a formal tone. The language used is simple and formal. You must remember that notices are targeted for a specific group of people, so nothing personal should be written. Again, I am repeating, nothing personal should be written. Notices are effective means of communication in the modern age. They are one of the effective ways to reach a large number of persons in a short period of time. It usually covers an event, an inauguration, a function, or general instruction. Notices are put on the display board or public places. Students, you must also remember that any notice that you write must be presented in a proper format. Notices should be written in indirect speech or passive voice. Personal pronouns like I or we should not be used when writing a notice. Now let me discuss the format of notice writing. First step, draw a rectangular box. Second step, inside the box, write down the name of the organization or school as would be given in the question in the center of the first line. Third step, write down the word notice in capital in the center of the second line. Fourth step, write down the date on the left indent in the third line. The day when the notice is written or issued, that day's date should be mentioned. Fifth step, write down the topic of the notice in the center of the fourth line. Sixth step, now you will write down the content or the body of the notice in a paragraph from the fifth line. Seventh step, write down your name, on the left indent and your designation as mentioned in the question below your name on the left indent. The name that you would write may also be mentioned in the question, and you will have to write that same name. This is all about the format of notice writing. Now I will discuss the method that you can use to understand that the notice that you are writing is having all the information, or in other words, I will tell you how you would understand that your notice writing is complete. This can be done by asking 6 W questions to yourself, and if you find the answers to these questions in your notice writing, you can be sure that your notice writing is complete. Let me begin with all the W questions. First W question is what? What is the notice about? The notice should clearly mention what is going to happen or what has already happened. Second W question is who. Who is addressed to? Who all are supposed to adhere to the notice should be clearly mentioned. Third W question is where. Where is the event taking place? Location of the event must be mentioned properly. Fourth W question is when. When is the event going to happen? Fifth W question is what to do. The instructions are written related to the notice. Sixth W question is whom. Whom to get, whom to contact or get in touch with. Who is that appropriate person whom to contact with should be clearly mentioned in the notice. Now we will look at an example to understand how we can ask all the 6 questions to verify that our notice writing is complete. So let's begin with one of the questions. Now students, here there is a question for you as an example. You are Ravi or Rachana. As president of the cultural forum of your school, you have organized an inter-school orchestra competition on the occasion of the Silver Jubilee celebration of your school. Write a notice in about 50 words informing the students of your school about the competition. Now here's the answer. First, you have to draw a box. Now what's going to be the size of this box? It should be that big that the content of the notice can fit into it. Now, next what you will do is write down the name of the organization or the school. Now, in the question, you can see that no name of school has been given. So, you can write down any name, any imaginary name, and then you can put a comma and write down a place. And if it's mentioned in the question, you will have to use that name and that place for writing the answer. Then what you have to do is, in block letters, you have to write down the word notice. After this, you have to write down the date. Now what date will you write? The date on which the notice will be issued to the students. That date must be mentioned in the notice. After this, you have to write down the topic or the heading. Now, according to the question, we can write down the heading as Inter-School Orchestra Competition. The heading should not be very big or it should not even be incomplete. After this, what you have to do is write down the body of the notice or the content of the notice. It must be written just in one para. This is to inform all the students of classes 6 to 12 that an inter-school orchestra competition has been organized by the cultural forum of the school on the occasion of the Silver Jubilee celebration of the school. The orchestra teams of 20 schools are participating in the competition. The program will be held from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 15th July 2020 in the school auditorium. Students interested to participate can register their names with their respective class teachers. Entry passes have to be collected by the students with a payment of 100 rupees from the school office by 10th June 2020. For further details, please contact the undersigned. Now the name Ravi as mentioned in the question and then the designation President of Cultural Forum. Now students, you all will notice that the language used for writing the notice is very simple and it is written in passive voice. One more thing to notice is that all the W questions, all the 6 W questions that have been taught to you for checking whether the notice is complete or not must be done by you to check whether the notice given as answer to you is complete or not. Now your task is to write down another notice by yourself. The question here is, you are Narayan or Namrata, the Cultural Secretary of King's Senior Secondary School, Nainital. Write a notice suitable for your school notice board giving the details for participation of students in a cultural program to be organized by your school. Word limit 50 words. Now one thing students, you must keep in your mind that whenever you will write a notice, the word limit should not exceed 50 words. It may not always be mentioned in the question that the word limit should be 50, but it should be in your mind that you must not exceed 50 words when writing a notice. So this task you will do neatly in your copy. That's all. Thank you.